The wild here doesn't whisper, it roars. Glaciers crack like thunder. Waterfalls carve paths through time. And in the middle of it all, she waits. Motor yacht unbridled. A sanctuary of warmth and refinement in the heart of Alaska's untamed frontier. Bears wander the shoreline. Whales breach on the horizon. Seals nap on drifting ice while you sip champagne on the aft deck. This isn't a cruise, it's a calling, and only the bold will answer. Now booking your next unforgettable charter, yachtunbridled.com or through your preferred charter broker.
It was a delight. Top of the morning, folks. Liam here again, Motor Yacht Unbridled. I currently have the honour to speak to Brooke, who is kind of a bit of a starstruck right now speaking to you because I saw you up on that stage and I saw your perfume everywhere. But introduce yourself, Brooke. She's from a company called Virtue, which is a fragrance.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Brooke Lean. I have a company called The Virtue. We're based in New Plymouth, New Zealand, so at the edge of the earth. I've just finished up launching our newest perfume, SeaKeeper, which is in collaboration with the SeaKeepers Society, where the fuels from every bottle goes back to looking after our ocean. So that's been a blast.
Yeah. Well, that's where I came across you. It was actually the night before. Someone gave me a couple of bottles at the International Super Yacht Society Awards. I said, you've got to try this. And I tried it, and then I actually saw you the following evening. So the word's getting around.
Oh, fabulous.
But tell me about what inspired you to create Virtue, because you're a professional photographer, 25 years.
Yep. So it's been my only, occupation, really. So it's been about telling stories and connecting with people. And then the perfume has come second. It was for adding to that visual storytelling element of my photography originally. So the way in which I see the world and smell the world and feel it, it was just another communication tool originally. And then as I got deeper into it, so I used to shoot stories, and then I decided I wanted to create another element, so another 4D element to an exhibition I was having. And so I created scents to go alongside it, as well as food and music. And when I did that, I could see how powerful that was at transporting people to feeling what I feel when I create something. So I didn't have to say as much. Yeah. So the byline for my business is, say less, smell more. So although I love to chat, I love to talk, but I kind of like to let my work do the talking. So it was kind of wonderful to have another element. And then as that grew and I started learning, I got obsessed. I got absolutely obsessed with it. And so we had 10 fragrances so far. SeaKeeper being the latest.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I knew there was more to it because all of a sudden it popped out of left field and I saw SeaKeepers, Virtue, and then the presentation that you made. I think I can now understand your photography background because it shocked the whole room. It just shut it down.
Did it?
Oh, the photography was stunning. And the photography and it just took everyone on this little journey. And then you kind of rounded it up nicely, with the fragrance itself and the story of the fragrance. So firstly, congratulations. What an achievement.
Oh, thank you so much. I really didn't know what I was walking into, turning up at this boat show at Fort Lauderdale, a whole nother world. I'd kind of prepared myself for it, but I was tunnel vision for getting on that plane and leaving New Zealand. I just was sort of stepping through all of the jobs I had to do. I didn't really give it too much thought, because I think if I thought about standing up there and putting my work up on that big screen in front of all of these wild people in that room, I think I would have lost it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so what was your takeaway? How did you feel? Because there's some big people in that room. There's some really, it was for Jimmy Buffett as well. It was, honoring him. And, it was just like
massive. And his daughter Savannah was bidding on the 100 ml donation perfume there, and then bidding against Simon Tusha, who I now know and know what his business is. And, these people are really interesting and well-connected people, which I hadn't given a huge amount of thought to. I had to make the perfume, I had to create it, I had to make something that I thought people would want. And then that moment of stepping on the stage there was just another little dot in that process.
Yeah, well,
Not
you have to stand behind it too. You know, you got to stand behind the product. And how were you received? I mean, how did it flow into another day? I mean, I heard some stories there. It sounded great.
Yeah, I had a lot of really wonderful feedback, and that product got out to so many people on that evening, and then throughout the boat show, which was really exciting as well. So, lots of phone calls, lots of emails, lots of people interested in having it on their boats and wanting to know how they can get it, which, that is the most beautiful outcome from that, I think, Liam, because the more we sell, the more money we get to give back to SeaKeepers. And I think we have already donated with our sales so far a 10,000 New Zealand dollar to the SeaKeepers Society from our launch. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, very much so. And I reached out to you. That's how we connected. And I was like, I would love to give this to the clients on board, because my job's kind of similar to yours when you said you've got to create a story for the clients, which combines the visual, the hearing, the smell, and the taste in terms of the food. So you create this narrative. But the smell is something all we focus on is Febreze that we put in the cabins, and his rooms smell nice.
That's what the chef said to me. Oh, Febreze, that's what we do, just to get all those smells of the cooking or the toilet or whatever out of the yacht.
And then, we use lemongrass when they arrive. So, with the hands, or a citrus oil on warm towels or cold towels. But that's not really enough, whereas we can engage them in the story of your perfume. So take me back just a little bit, because you're in New Zealand. You're obviously in a beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, we are.
How do you start the journey of a fragrance?
Well, for SeaKeepers, Lance Shepherd, who is one of the board people in New Zealand for SeaKeepers, was in my store in New Plymouth. I have a shop. I have a really beautiful store. So I have created that whole mood. And I think if you look on my Instagram, you'll see snippets of it, but I do keep it a little bit secret because it's just like a little hidden gem that you find. That Lance came in on different business. I had been doing a bit of work for a farming initiative where they were growing different primal herbs, and he was looking at a viability study for that. And he was into my store, and he went, "What is it?" He was kind of a bit shocked and taken back with it. And there is an ocean vibe running subtly through it, just with the shells and the textures and how it feels. So he asked me, "Do you make any ocean vibe perfumes?" And I said, "Yeah, I make one." And I showed it to him and gave it to him. And he took it home, and his wife said, "Yeah, I know the virtue. I've got their products." And so he called me and said, "Hey, let's go." That's it. As easy as it was. And I said, "Yeah, let's go. Let's make it."
And did you think and how long between then and the boat show? Was it like 12 months, or was it because
No, it was ridiculous. No, it was ridiculous. The turnaround was outrageous. I've never been under so much pressure to do something so fast. So this was maybe in March, and so we turned it around by then. Yeah, including all of the, marketing, all of the filming, all of the photography, the actual making of the perfume. We didn't get to make so the bottle is our stock bottle. So that was one of the things that, I had to compromise on. I would have loved to have done a, bespoke SeaKeepers bottle. I did 5. I did 5 for the donation for the auctions, but that was it. So that was the only way I could turn this around that quickly, is by using what we already had in terms of our bottling, but the imagery and the filming and the marketing and everything, which is actually the story first. It's imagery first, perfume second.
What a roller coaster of a ride. And then it's unisex, which was something that was always intended, or it just worked?
No, always intended. I think that's the way I approach all perfume now. I mean, some have more notes that are, feminine, but we've spent some time throughout the Middle East in the last couple of years working and photographing. And even my partner, who is, masculine Kiwi bloke. He wears florals now. He wears a rosy perfume of mine called Narcosis. After being in the Middle East, there is no laws or rules to how it should be. And we just brought that back into what we want to do. If you love the smell, you get it on you.
Well, that's it. It was funny, actually. My wife, I got some Tom Malone perfume for her, and I like the rosy one. She likes the citrus one, and she's like, well, you're going to have to, if you like the rose one, you have to wear it yourself. I'm like, well, actually, you know what? It actually smells nice. I like it,
Hey,
so.
I give you permission, Liam. If you like the smell, get it on you.
Yeah. So that's the next question I had, if you don't mind. How does the smell create kind of a story or a connection or their emotional memory? How does that work? You know what I mean?
It's well, that's the easy part. So my job as a photographer has been always to kind of create that connection and make someone feel something when they see it. You have to work quite hard visually to do that. The thing that really captured me is scent. You do not have to work hard at all. There's a link to your olfactory nerve in your brain that runs directly from your nose, and that runs directly to your gut, to your heart, to how you feel. So if you've ever had an experience, for me, the smells are intrinsically linked, and I remember via smell, which I've only figured out in recent years. I knew I had a really strong sense of smell, but I had nowhere to put it and no reference for it now. But we all have this ability, and when you smell something, you either feel good or you feel bad. It's just whether or not you notice that. So when you move into this world, you start kind of being led by your nose, and it's a really fun place to be.
It's funny, like I said, we just did a yoga retreat there just recently, and one of the things was, okay, close your eyes, engage your senses, balance the senses. But when you walk into a room, try and pick up the smells and journey through the smells. It was like coffee or bread. And it's really potent when you start really open up your senses, you get that connection. So where was the connection in the brain, you said? From the nose straight to...
Yep, through nose to your olfactory nerve. Yeah, that's what it's called. Your olfactory nerve. Yeah, and so you can really, your yoga person was right, it's a way in which of staying in the room, like what can I smell, what can I touch, what can I see? And for me, I think part of this journey, why I love it so much, is that my job is to stay in that zone, and it's where I naturally want to be anyway. It's what makes me feel calm. It's what makes, it just is the right place.
Exactly. It puts you in a good spot. As soon as I smelt it, I was like, it was funny because we were at a International Super Yacht Society award event, and there was like 4 or 5 men around, and we all had a little bottle. We all got given one bottle. I forget who gave it to us. Maybe it was Lance. Was Lance there?
Yeah, he probably sprayed it on you. I'm like, Lance, you can't go around just spraying perfume onto people. You have to respect their own bodily wishes.
Yeah, it was hilarious. He sprayed it on me, and they gave me a bit, and then I passed. I said, have you tried this? This is amazing. And to another man, and it was like 5 men all passing this little bottle. I'm like, Lance, this doesn't look great. I got to admit, it doesn't, you know what I mean? But it was really
fun. It looked beautiful.
It was hilarious. It was a really special moment for 5 men to just be trying this, this perfume, this fragrance, Because what do you call it then? Because we have aftershave for men and perfume for females. So where does it, is it just a fragrance?
No, I call it a parfum, which is it's a French version of the word perfume, but it's actually a descriptor of how potent it is. So there's different, so eau de toilette, eau de parfum, extrait de parfum. So a parfum is any perfume that is poured at over 20% oil capacity to alcohol. So for me, I just chose it purely as a descriptor. It also tells you a little something about it as well. So perfume, there is no rules anymore.
Yeah, it's great. I love it, the neutrality of it all. And what notes do you pull out of it, or that you try to, enhance?
Well, for me, I just put Dolce & Gabbana light blue on in the airport lounge here just for a bit of nostalgia. I do love all of those fresh, Versace era, Dolce & Gabbana, light blue, polo blue, all of Acqua di Parma. They've all done an ocean scent, and it's all citrusy. It's all a little bit floral. It's all a bit lovely. It's all very boring. Like,
stock standard.
It's not boring because yeah, it's beautiful. And so for me, when I was creating it, I was like, what can I add to this that's just going to turn that smell on its head? It needs to have that so there is a hook that people understand what I'm talking about, particularly coming into an American market where I'm weird enough as it is, coming from New Zealand, like, so it gives them something that they've never smelt before. So I did do the salty, citrusy top note thing with a little bit of the jasmine for the white floral, but the smell that turns that smell that on its head is the cedar wood, which is also, they use that for boats, don't they? Yeah. So they use cedar wood for that, so floorboards and shaping of boats. So I thought people of boats, might understand that. And then I put saffron in there, which is totally out of left field, which it's a spice. But I felt like it needed something that was going to, just flick it. So that's how we ended up there. So I took the OG kind of smell, and then I gave it the wood of the boat building, and then I just gave it my own thing to make it my own, which is the saffron.
Yeah. Well, it's hit the point, because usually in yachting, and I'll be transparent, I see a lot of the gimmicks and little products coming out and this and that. I'm like, cool. But the moment I smelt it and I saw the story and visualized it, kind of saw you, I'm like, okay, this is hit it. This is a balanced package that you can promote and move forward. So it's really exciting. Like I said, I'm hoping to bring all your on as a gift for the crew for Christmas, or a gift for the clients, not only for them, but to engage their senses in the journey that we take them on.
I love that you have taken it on board and you have understood the brief so clearly. It's really impressive to me, Liam. And I think that you're right, that you do create a narrative and a vibe on the yacht that I didn't actually quite know. I haven't done quite enough watching of Below Decks. But I think you're right. You're there as the captain to bring that vibe to that boat, and you have to make sure morale is up, and you have to make sure that it feels right, it's clean enough, the music's at the right tone, the lighting's there. And so that's what I do in my job as well. I do it in my shop. I do it when I used to do photo shoots. Now I just do it with perfume.
Yeah, well, it's going to be busy coming up. And like you say, you are correct, because what we try and create with these clients is something that's almost unachievable. And same as with photography and art, it's something that moves someone. So how do you combine all the senses to move that person? And the person I'm trying to move is an ultra high net worth individual with so many stresses that I have to then try and take those stresses away, unpack them somehow. You know what I mean? And that helps.
The smell does help. So it's so interesting, and I've never made that connection. I think I missed my calling. Like I could have been on a boat.
Yeah, well, you are now. You're on every boat. That's the goal.
I am now.
Yeah.
That's the goal. So we have to figure out how we can make that happen, Liam.
So what's the supply chain look like? If you talk us through what's next, what's the next steps?
We're just flying by the seat of our pants, Liam. So
hold on.
Yeah, I'm holding on. So, if we could drip feed the, thousands and thousands of orders, but, we still pour everything in my own studio. So we're very handmade and we're very bespoke. So that is why I think that we are something that people might want, when you're getting SeaKeepers, you're getting something that not everybody can access. Like nobody can really, so you've got a direct line into something that is uber exclusive in its own kind of way, I think.
100%. So right now it's purchased from your store direct and then shipped internationally, or is there a supplier?
Yeah, so what we're trying to figure out now, between now and the end of the year, is what our supply chain looks like into the States. So, of course, the tariffs that have been brought in is a real problem for buyers within the States buying online from outside of the US. So I am very aware of that. So we'll be hustling. If you know anybody who is in that line of work, who's a great distributor, please let me know.
Or just a lot of trips from New Zealand. It's like, why is this person traveling every week with 2 bags full of perfume,
I tell you what, it would probably be more worthwhile than sending stuff, I tell you what.
Yeah, less paperwork as well. We're just going to cover a couple
so much less paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, fam. Let's get on a flight. You just have to say that you know what's in your bag.
Yeah, exactly. I can imagine it. But the journey started. It's real. It's happening. And I could not be prouder of you.
Yeah.
It's absolutely exciting. And then so next is supply chain. Go back. Right now, you're going to head back to New Zealand, go home and decompress a bit, get back into your store and say, what was that all about?
Exactly. I think I will. I mean, I've had 5 days of Mexico of doing nothing, speaking to nobody, eating yummy food, which was fab. So I think I'm ready to hit it. And I think I probably need to just keep hustling a little bit, just so that I don't miss any momentum that has come from this wonderful trip and all of the people I've met. You know, I know how it's very important to strike while the iron's hot, and if I need to get this product onto people's boats, I better move it and do it quick, eh?
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I mean, I just took a couple of days there in Mexico too, and I'm like, all right, back into the war zone now. You know what I mean? Get my fingers typing again and get the crew lined up. But I'd really appreciate time. I know you're going to jump on a trip here shortly. In closing, kind of, what's your big takeaway you want people to take away from this? It's the essence, it's the smell, it's the journey, or it's their own memories.
I think once it leaves my hands, Liam, it becomes people's own memory. I think it becomes part of whatever and however they experience SeaKeeper. So I create it with my own story, and then as soon as it hits your nose, that's going to take you somewhere else. So I'm just happy to have been able to use my own creativity to kind of inspire the next part of the story. And it means that I've met all of these amazing people as well and connected on the other side of the world doing something that's super fun.
Yeah, I mean, the ocean connects us all. I just read a book called Blue Mind, and it says how kind of 75% of our body and the psychology of the mind just brings us back to the ocean continuously from the mother's womb back. You know, and it's like, I felt it. And when I saw your essence and your presence, like, yep, I'm hooked. That is my fragrance. You know, that's what I loved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a very easy thing to create for me. It was the easiest, and it's my most favorite, and it's the most me, I guess. You know, there was nothing fake about any of it. I didn't have to push any of it. It just happened. Yeah.
Well, look, congratulations once again. Enjoy the journey. Put the seatbelt on. Strap in for the ride.
I'm ready. All right,
Thank you
Liam.
for your time.
Awesome.
Really appreciate it. And people can find out through your Instagram, correct? Or website?
Yep. Website, thevirtue.co.nz or _virtue on Instagram. Check us out on there. Send me a message. Me, he'll be answering you for a small thing of two.
Yeah. That's perfect. You keep it the core. Keep it simple, you know?
Yeah, keep it simple. More time for surfing.
That's it. We've got to get back in the ocean. All right. Be blessed.
If
Yes,
your
we
brand
do.
belongs in the heart of the yachting world, this is where it happens. Yachting International Radio reaches over 1 million yachting professionals and enthusiasts every month, with 77 million impressions, 220,000 social followers, and 74,000 podcast subscribers. Our hosts are insiders, crew, captains, CEOs, trusted voices shaping the industry. This is targeted, high-impact advertising in a luxury niche. Visit yachtinginternationalradio.com/advertise